Printers are ready. You're good to go.
Okay. My name is Mike McCormick. I want to kind of address this in a different aspect. I'm a teacher at the Coeur d'Alene Charter Academy and also an adjunct instructor at NIC. Teach both biology and chemistry. And I was first educated as a scientist. Marine biology was my passion. Went to Oregon State University after attending NIC here. Got to studying with Jane Lubchenco, who ended up being Obama's head of NOAA. And so got to know a lot about the marine environment from her. Then went also did the studies in St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands, on coral reef bleaching. And very much environmentally dependent environments here, depending on climate change or affected by climate changes. I'm an educator kind of second. I got into education kind of on the other side of things. I've also worked in industry. I've also worked in the petroleum industry. So I have a lot of perspectives here. The standards that are being looked at here, certainly I have no problem with putting those in. Putting them back in as written. You can rewrite standards all you want without making big changes in the effects of the standards. About 7 years ago, I think, when they were talking about Common Core, I went to a meeting at NIC. 4 people showed up. And I said in that meeting there, I said, your standards, if you've got a science, you've got a good teacher, don't put it this way, you've got a good teacher, they're going to know what they need to teach anyways. They don't need standards to tell them what to teach. Standards many times are not the issue. For example, at NIC, I've had students that come in, can't multiply 10 times 10 without a calculator. That is not a standard problem. That is something else in the education system that's the problem. When a student can graduate from high school and can't multiply 10 times 10. Saying that, standards are important. I still think they are important for to start as a starting point. I want to look at what the standards would do for me as an educator. They help protect me in what I'm teaching. I've had numerous times where I've had students come to my class from another class, from a non-science class, a social studies class, and they come in being told by their social studies teacher that climate change is a hoax. That undermines my teaching. So I'm looking at this as the standards are there to protect me from what I am teaching. And that's important to me. So yes, these standards need to go back in as they were. Again, you could rewrite them if you want. It's not going to make that much of a difference if you rewrite them. As they are right now are fine. And that's my perspective. As a teacher, I need these to protect me from what these kids are being taught by a teacher in another class or being supported by an administrator. That is not the science. The standards are what are going to protect what I'm teaching in my class. So that's a different perspective. I could talk all day about climate change, but it seems like many other people here have already talked about that, done a good job on it. So